Like, I'm not even joking. Like, so it opens up on Kofar, like the planet where the Wookiee's supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
And then
Yes.
he's like walking through the woods and he
Right.
grabs some leaves and throws some leaves into a bag. And he walks back to his hut and he's
Right.
making like leaf stew or something. I don't know.
This sounds tasty as hell.
Yeah, bro, it's literally just like grass. Like it's just grass in a bowl and he's just like pounding it. And he's
I
like,
mean, if you're hungry, shit. Hey. But
and
yes.
then it like pans up and for whatever reason on his wall he just has the spiral symbol of the thread that the witches gave to the chick.
What?
So I guess it's implied that he's like investigating it,
That's weird.
but it's not, nothing's really said about that, right? So I guess that's just implied that he's investigating it. And then it pops up on screen when he gets up and you see the symbol and it's like the Acolyte, bum 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 bum. And then
What a way to get you into the episode.
I know, right? No, they just had to show the Wookiee. And then yeah, he's got like a ton of drawings on it on his wall. Which like I
Right.
don't know why, because I'm pretty sure one would suffice. But it's like almost like he's going kind of nuts or something. I don't really know.
I guess.
And then we
This
cut
is one of those.
like
This is one of those. I'm sorry, just like a little bit of a side note. This is one of those like instances where show don't tell doesn't really work here. You
yeah.
kind of should have told and you kind of should have told
Well,
and not shown
you should
because like
also definitely probably tell when you have a character that speaks a language no one can understand.
and like they're not gonna let us hear his thoughts in his head, so
Well,
they probably should have had
even if we did, his thoughts wouldn't be in basic or well,
right,
Star Wars' version of English. Like it wouldn't be in basic. So
right, yeah,
after like the Acolyte thing pops up on the screen, they feel the need to continuously tell you the name of these planets, right? Even though they've explained like the jungle planet that we're going to is called Kofar. So then it pops up and it's like, just in case you're stupid as fuck, Kofar, right after we're done talking about it. And then it shows barren ass fucking Coruscant where there's nothing, right? Because Disney Star
right,
Wars just uses the same shitty backdrop of Coruscant that has no buildings in it. There's just like a
yeah.
skyline in the background, and like everything else is just like flat bricks. Like I don't pretty sure the Jedi Temple does not look like that. It has a whole freaking staircase and like all like big courtyard in front of it, like a
Wait a
massive.
second. Are you saying that they made the Jedi Temple flat, like there's no height to it?
No, there's height to it. It looks exactly the same. Like you just picked it up from like
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith and dropped it into like just a flat area of Coruscant.
Oh, so it's in a different area.
So keep in mind when they show the Jedi Temple, Coruscant pops up on screen.
As if we didn't know.
Yeah, no shit, right? So then it brings us to the Jedi Temple, and we get this scene of like X-23, like Jackie. We get this scene of her and all these other Padawans like training with this dude who looks like a twink version of freaking Torben from Game of Thrones. And he's just like, yes, stance, move, slice, stance, move, thing, spin, yes, good spin, bad spin. And then like he's like supposed to be training them. They're using sticks, not lightsabers. Keep in mind they're all like old enough to already have sabers. Which sabers,
Really?
it's not like they're dangerous. Here's the reason: there's a stun mode on sabers. There's a setting, a lethal setting. That's why the Padawans in Attack of the Clones that are all training with Yoda have lightsabers.
I was just going to mention that.
Because
I was just going to mention that.
They're
Yes.
not on lethal mode. If someone did hit themselves, yeah, it would hurt like a bitch, and your leg would probably go numb, but it's not going to cut anything off.
Right.
Like it would be like if probably someone smacking you with like a ruler. You know, like it hurts, like like a razor scooter hitting your shin. Like
Yeah.
it would hurt a lot, but it wouldn't cut off your arm, right? So they're like doing their thing, and there's only one Padawan in this entire room that's a guy. Just want to point that out. That every other Padawan in the room is either Jackie or an Asian chick or a black chick.
So they're all chicks?
Yeah, there's
Wow.
no white people allowed in this Jedi temple, except for the guy who's training them right now.
That didn't really fit with any of the movies, but hey, I mean, it's fine.
Well, yeah, there's also like one alien and it's Jackie. And then they do this fancy little spin and they're like, hooked,
Yeah.
and they're done. And it's like, wow, good job. And this guy's just kind of just like, yeah, y'all gotta do better. I'm knockoff Torben from Game of Thrones. You gotta do better. Yeah, he literally just looks like a scrawny version of him.
Bruh.
But they gave him the beard and the long orange hair and everything. And like he's just walking through the room as they're doing this. And then it cuts to like Osha is standing by the door.
Right.
Funny. Osha's always standing by doors. Just got to make sure that they're all safe for everybody in the Jedi Temple.
You shall not pass.
Yeah, it's just the most ridiculous name, Osha. Let's name it after. Let's name it after the or the whatever it's called. But so she's.
It sounds like
she is so bad at emoting. Like, she always has the same look on her face. I'm like, it's like two monkeys in her brain with the symbols. I'm like, are you like inquisitive of what they're doing? Are you like reliving something of when you were training there?
I mean, people
Or
make
is
fun
there
of
just
Kate.
nothing going on in your brain and like behind your eyes at all? You're just like,
People make fun of Hayden Christensen, but like at least he knew how to like emote with his face. Like,
so then they imply. Okay, keep in mind what happened last time we saw these characters. They tried to get May on that planet, and then
right,
May used the dust,
right,
and she said pocket sand, and then disappeared.
okay,
And then at the end of the episode, her and Asian Ezra Miller were like, Ezra Miller's like, "Yo, I can get you to the Wookiee so we can go kill him." And she's like, "All right, I won't kill him anymore." Meanwhile, like he disarmed her real quick.
right,
And so then they leave, right? So then on the good guy side with Jedi Master Soul and Jackie and Yord. Yeah, see all these names. I wonder if you even remember if you haven't been paying attention. And Osha, they're like, all right.
These names are stupid, bro.
Yeah,
These names are terrible.
Time to go back to the Jedi Temple. So you would assume, right, that they're going back to the Jedi Temple to report their findings. And May and Ezra Miller are already on their way to Kofar to get the Wookiee, right?
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. What is about to happen here at the temple? So how long does it take that we know, because they said it, that the planet in Bumblefuck space, Olega, was where they were just at last time.
Omega.
Yeah, Olega. So they're on Olega,
right?
Which is in the Outer Rim. They say that. So they're going from the Outer Rim to around the core, because that's where Coruscant is. Coruscant's in the core, right? That's a long time. Kofar's still in the Outer Rim.
Did they get there before May did?
Hold on. So May's already going there with Ezra. And then we get this scene after the training where apparently Jackie and Osha are like close friends now. Even though they just met each other like maybe a couple days to a week prior.
Yeah, like
now they're like homies, bro.
Yeah.
They're like tight. They're thick as thieves. Because now Osha's like, all right, my job here is done. You guys know it's not me. You know it's my sister. I'm heading out. I'm dipping. And Jackie's like, oh no, you're gonna leave. And then May's like, will you miss me? And she's like, kinda type of thing. And then she's like, well, you know what? I'll come back and visit, and you and I'll hit a cantina together, and then we can trade stories about Master Soul. Don't forget about me. So apparently now they're like friends or something.
What?
That's implied.
That's so freaking random.
It is. It is quite random. So they have this little conversation, and then we cut to Kofar. Right? We cut to Kofar, the Wookiees planet, with the ship coming in and landing, and then this is how you can tell like the writers are stupid. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can tell, but like
This is how you can tell.
No, the simplest of things makes zero sense. Right? The simplest of things makes zero sense. So their ship, they land their ship, Ezra Miller and fucking, I think his name is like Shiro or Kiro or something like that.
Does he look like Ezra Miller though?
Yes, he looks like Asian Ezra Miller.
Oh
I'm
my
not even
god,
joking, dude. That's why I call him that. So they're like, they land their ship. They walk. Then it cuts to them outside of their ship with a ton of black boxes, which they must have moved outside of their ship to fill up backpacks. Why didn't you fill up your backpacks from the boxes inside the ship? Why did you move all the boxes out so you could fill your backpacks up? It makes zero sense.
Yeah.
Like, just show us a scene of them filling up their backpacks inside the ship. Like on a minuscule level, that is a stupid writing decision.
That sounds so stupid.
And then they're like, "Oh yeah, this planet's uninhabited." And wait, hold on. I want to see exactly what he says. She's like, "Yeah, have you been here before?" He said, "Yeah, I have, to find the Wookiee, and it was hard. That one is a Jedi who doesn't want to be found." And then they look into the jungle, and she's like, "You trekked through that dangerous jungle to find the Wookiee for our master?" He goes, "No, I trekked through that dangerous jungle to find the Wookiee to help you." And then, yeah, he said, "No, I risked my life to help you."
Right.
And then he goes, "Admit it, you need me." Hands her like a big bullet, which is supposed to be water. And he's like, "You know, your sister being alive doesn't change anything. You need to kill the Wookiee. You made a deal."
Okay.
There's 3 hours of sunlight left. There's 3 hours of sunlight left. Let's get going.
Okay.
3 hours, right? And he goes, "Okay, then follow me." Now there's just a bridge in the middle of the jungle. Like, who made this bridge? Why is it here? If this is supposed to be
Wookiee made it
uninhabited, right? Like, there's just a bridge. And honestly, dude, it looks like an overpass, like a really skinny, small overpass. Like it's literally like a 10-foot bridge, but it just looks like an overpass, like over like a creek.
Huh.
Like if you're walking through the woods, you just walk over a creek. Like you could have just walked down. Like there's nothing stopping you from walking down, crossing the creek, and walking back up. Like it's literally like not even a drop.
Maybe why is there a bridge there?
What? I don't know. So you don't have to walk down a hill and walk back up a hill.
Was it for a cool visual, or what it thought?
No. It's literally 0.2 seconds of a shot. Like there's no, like they're supposed to have landed their ship in a place that's uninhabited. So why is there a bridge here? Why is there a clearing? Why is there a clearing and a landing location?
2 shots. Bro.
Why is there a landing location in between all these mountains? Now, here's the thing. In a valley, I can see it. I'm like, all right, yeah, it's still in the middle of nowhere. No one's going to see your ship land. Let's land in that valley. That's where I landed before. That'll be the easiest spot to land. But if this is supposed to be uninhabited, why did you land next to a bridge? Because obviously other people would land there. That's, again, on a minuscule level, stupid writing.
Oh my
Not even
god.
talking about dialogue. They don't even talk how people talk. Keep in mind, 3 hours of sunlight left to find the Wookiee. 3 hours.
People make fun of George's dialogue.
And then they cross the bridge. And they
They
keep
could
going.
have just went down. You know what? Hey.
And then we cut to the Jedi. And they're going over on Coruscant in a room full of Jedi with...
Are they in a council meeting? Or
No.
is it just Jedi? Oh.
No, there's actually a line in here I'm going to talk about because it's stupid. Very stupid. So we see Ki-Adi-Mundi standing there next to all these other Jedi. And they're watching the footage of Sol fighting May from episode 2.
Right.
And Ki-Adi-Mundi's beard is like brown instead of white. They don't say it's him straight off the bat, but like you know it's him. I'll get to that.
Okay.
But they're like, who is she? And then someone, Jedi 2 says, no idea. And then Jedi Master Holden, whoever that is like, she's fast but weak. And Sol's just standing there quiet. And then Ki-Adi-Mundi's like, yeah. And what's her name says her emotions guide her every choice in combat.
What the fuck?
And then Ki-Adi-Mundi goes, yet there is skill there.
That doesn't make any sense.
And then Sol goes, yeah, someone trained her. But who? She doesn't know her master's identity, but she fears him. And then Ki-Adi-Mundi's like, an apprentice who doesn't know their master. And looks over at somebody else. He goes, it's absurd. Could this be a splinter order? Or something worse? And then two fucking weirdos look at each other. Like, this Jedi looks so stupid. He has like crimped pointy ears with like a fat freaking nose that's like, he's not human, but he's close to human. And then he has a fuckboy haircut.
What?
Yeah, it's really dumb. And he goes, if they're a splinter order, we would know. And then group murmuring. And then Ki-Adi-Mundi's like, this girl could be a major threat. And then Sol's like, she's not disciplined. And then Jedi Master Bald Green walks in. And she's like,
Bald Green.
She's like, yes, she eluded you. Right? So and then she killed 2 Jedi Masters. Well, technically speaking, 1 Jedi Master killed himself by taking a freaking green juice. And then, bro, they literally have like a kill count board. Like it pops up and shows Torben, and then it shows Indara, and then it shows the Wookiee. And then all 3 of them are chilling. Like it's just their heads floating. And then Indara and Torben's face just go boom and turn red.
What?
Yeah.
Some amateur shit.
Yes, but
oh my god.
These 3 says Sol. And then Jedi Master Green's like, and he targeted she's like 4. She targeted you too. And Sol's like, oh, I'll put my hand down now. And you know, and freaking what's her name? Vernestra, that's Jedi Master Green. She's like the 4 Jedi stationed on her home planet when she was a child. Yeah, we know. Like, you're just saying things that we know already because we've watched your show. And she goes, how odd. She turns up all these years later, trained by one of our own. You think a Jedi taught her. And she goes, even a hologram can tell me that. And then Ki-Adi-Mundi's like, we must alert the council. The High Council. The High Council, which you would assume that's what Yoda's part of.
Right.
And then Vernestra
is there a lower council? Is there a lower council?
I guess that's supposed to be these guys. I don't know.
I guess.
And then Vernestra is blatantly saying the High Council would be obliged to inform the Senate. And so don't tell him. A scandal like this would inspire fear and mistrust. We should handle this ourselves. So now you're going against the High Council. We must learn who trained her. Master Holden extract Kalnaka from his post on Kofar and intercept May. And then Soul's like, and she goes, and if she doesn't come, Vernestra, if she's not going easily, I'm not expecting her to go easily. Right? Meeting adjourned. And Soul pulls her aside. Meanwhile, there's 3 hours left to get to that Wookiee.
This sounds like this is so freaking boring.
Nothing's happening. And Vernestra's like, Soul, why didn't you tell me about this? That the sister's alive. He goes, there was no way I could have known. Bro, she fell into a pit. Well, first of all, she fell into a pit in Disney Star Wars, so like you probably should have known she's alive. Because everybody can survive. He goes, 16 years ago, why didn't you tell me the chance the poor girl survived? Right. Well, she died. There was, of course. He goes, I would have told you. And then Kiadi Mundi's like talking to some chick on the side, and he's just like watching the conversation between Vernestra and Soul.
I'm shocked he didn't bring up the droid attack on the Wookiees here.
And then freaking Soul's like, let me be the one to bring her in. Let me do it. And Vernestra's like, your personal connection with her and her sister is not beneficial. And Soul's like, May's objective is solely her own. Or not solely her own. You must know that. And Vernestra's like, all right. I fear that she's a small part of her master's grand plan. A plan that's difficult to see. Some sort of shift. Something to tip the scales. And then Soul says if she resists the rest and Holden neutralizes her, it won't come to that. Yeah, then her master will truly be lost to us. Which is true. That's actually a good point, Soul. She will not surrender without getting something in return. And then Vernestra says, do we have something she wants? And Soul's like, yes. Meaning Osha. The sister.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And then we cut back to the planet Kofar. And they're just walking. And Ezra Miller's like, he goes, so you engage them unarmed, but can you use their saber if you disarm them? And he picks up a stick and wiggles it around. I'm not even kidding. He goes, or is that cheating? I'm just curious how you're going to do it this time. You failed so much. Facts.
God damn.
Like, I didn't fail. I killed Indara and Torben. He goes, but you killed them your way. You didn't kill Torben. He killed himself. The only person that killed him was him. But we still don't know why. Like, he didn't do anything in that flashback bad enough for him to just go, yep, kill myself. Other than just being there. Which makes me think there's going to be another flashback where the Jedi actually did something to make that fire worse.
That would be something, huh?
Wait for episode 6. You have to kill the Wookiee without a weapon. Your master wants you to. And then she's like, what kind of deal did you make with him? He goes, I didn't. I just owed him. He's really tweaky too. He's like, I didn't. Like, I just owe him.
Damn.
But he always looks like he's like he's tweaking out.
Yeah.
You know how he is. He collects people. I've never seen his face. Have you? He goes, I haven't. Oh, look, there it is. The perimeter. The perimeter, bro, it's just the beginning of more of the forest with taller trees. And then May's I can't believe my sister's Jedi scum. People don't talk like this, dude. What was she like when you spoke to her? And he goes, she seemed in over her head, honestly. She seemed really fond of that one Jedi Master. What was his name again? Soul? This is such bad writing. Anyway, let's get going. And they just turn around and keep walking. And then May's like, and then they start walking because there's nothing going on behind her fucking eyeballs. Neither one of these characters knows how to, like, well, they're the same actress, but she just can't emote for shit. And then we have Osha walking through the temple to go to the transport to leave.
Right.
And there's like her little iPhone that robot that she's talking to. And then Soul walks up and Soul's like, hey, we're going to go get your sister. And she's like, my sister's a murderer. I hate my sister. And he's like, yeah, well, you're the only thing that we can use to get your sister in. There's still good in her. I sense it. And she's like, oh, okay. All right, I guess we're going then. So then they hop on a ship. She goes, I will reluctantly help you then. Yeah, no, can't. I'll talk about that, Pilgrim. That's for after this. That's after I go through this episode.
Oh, shit.
I can't play it on stream, though. We'll get fucking in trouble. She's copyright suing people now. So then
what, does this actress sing or something?
She did a diss track on Star Wars fans.
What?
Yes.
Yo, I might respond now. I've been working on my album. I might make like a mention about her or something.
Steinberg.
Yo, man, I should. Nah, but so how much longer is left in this episode?
Like, I'm at 12, 14.
Jesus Christ.
Out of 23, 18.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's left?
So they get onto the ship, and now there's like mad Jedi on this one ship. It's like Soul, Yor, Jackie, a ton of randoms, one white guy who you know is gonna die, and a Keldor who looks like Plo Koon but probably isn't. Now keep in mind, Plo Koon's a couple hundred years old, so he could be there. Kiadi, however, is like negative. He should be like negative 40 at this time. Now, to take a quick aside is that wall theory. I'll play parts of it then, Pilgrim. But while Star Wars Theory was actually going through the episode, going, how is Kiadi-Mundi alive? Somebody in his chat told him that Wikipedia was real time updating Kiadi-Mundi's page to make it that he was born. Fuck you, Siri. I didn't talk to you. But was updating it real time.
What?
Real time. Like, just to make sure that he was old enough, that it made sense that he was there in the council. Like, changing his whole freaking backstory in real time.
That's some scummy shit.
Yeah.
What?
So then they're on the ship, and Osha's laying down playing with her droid, her little iPhone.
I thought you were going to say something else. I was like, what?
And all the Jedi, I wouldn't be surprised. And all the Jedi are there, and then this little gopher walks up to her.
Gopher?
I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. It's like a little Ewok-sized gopher who's just like, yeah. And he like walks up, and the droid just shoots him in the face with something. I'm like, is that water, oil, acid? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, he's on the same ship as you. What? And then she like apologizes to it, and she walks up to Jackie, and she's like, what is that thing? And she's like, oh, that's Basil. You're like, okay. And she's like, is he or they on our side?
What?
Not like because every random person says that. No, when you meet an alien in a movie, you go, "Is that a he or a she?" You don't go he or they. So you're not allowed to be a she, apparently. But she goes, "Is he or they on our side?" No, we just have a random ass gopher on our ship. Fuck, wait, that's not supposed to be here. Like, yes, of course it's on your side. You idiot. What kind of question is that? You're surrounded by Jedi. Imagine if all the Jedi just like turn around and they're like, fuck, wait, that's not supposed to be here, and pulled their lightsabers out and killed them. Like he's walking around the ship, hanging out with everybody. She goes, "Is he on our side?"
Oh my god, bro.
Not.
I can't.
And then Yord's like, "That's our tracker. We need a tracker." And then a really expensive landing shot of the Jedi ship comes in, and all the Jedi get out, and they're like, "Yeah, we're cool looking. We wear yellow robes instead of brown ones right now." And they all get out in the mist, and they're like standing around. So you know this is like, and then Jackie walks up to like two aliens that seem to get pissed off at her. And she's like, "The locals haven't seen the Wookiee in months. They said he just walked into the woods and never came back." So then we have little Gopher Boy. Oh, here's the thing. They just have a piece of Kalnaka's cloak.
Why?
They haven't seen him in a year. But they're like, "Let's keep this little memento." It's a piece of his robe. And they hand it to the Gopher, and the Gopher's like, "Yeah, yeah." And then he just goes, "Ah!" And then he just starts running. And they're like, "Follow him."
I'm shocked that they didn't name it Batcher.
Might as well have. Basil. Close enough.
All right.
So Brazil is leading them through. So he's leading them. Keep in mind, all of this, they have now gone to Coruscant, spent time deliberating over what to do about May, found Osha again, gotten on a ship, had time to talk about. What's up, dog? Happy Sunday, brother. Had time to talk about all of this, go to the planet Kofar, land, talk to the locals, hand this thing to the frickin' Brazil, and then have Brazil lead them to the Wookiee, all within 3 hours.
That's definitely not his fucking name, but that's so funny.
All within 3 hours.
Yeah, no, wait. Okay, no. That's not possible because
But May has been here already. May's been here for like a while already. She's like, "We got 3 hours left." That's the first.
This planet, you said, is on the outer rim, right?
Yes.
Okay. There's no way that they would have been able to get there within 3 hours.
Bro,
no way.
After episode 2, May goes straight there.
Right.
The Jedi have to go back to Coruscant, talk about everything, have time for Jackie to do a training session.
Right.
Talk to Osha, Osha to leave, then the Jedi to deliberate over everything going on with Ki-Adi-Mundi, who shouldn't be born yet. And then after that, go and collect all these other Jedi to come with them, get a ship, get on the ship, find Brazil, whoever he's at, put him on the ship, have a whole conversation on the ship, go all the way back to Kofar, land on Kofar, talk to the locals, and then get here. When May was already there the entire time and said we have 3 hours left.
This is not all that in 3 hours.
This is not the next.
Did all that in.
No, 3 hours. They've done it in less. They've done it in like an hour. Because now they have to walk. Now they have to walk the entire way to the Wookiee. So they've done all of this in like 45 minutes.
These people move so freaking fast.
You know, in the EU, light speed could take weeks.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Like in Clone Wars, even. There's times that they've been in hyperspace for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Shit takes time.
Yeah.
So then we have this conversation between.
Kenobi, fuck you.
Actually, there was a whole conversation when they landed where Osha had that same stun gun that she sucks at shooting and missed May in episode 2.
Right.
And she's like, Yor just goes, all of a sudden he's all about, like, even though they know she's not bad, Yor's just like, hand it over, citizen. You can't have that. even though we're friends now. And she's like, no, I needed to protect myself or deal some damage, like Skyrim. And he's like, fine, keep the blaster then. And then, like, walks away. And, like, they're walking, and she walks up to Yord as Brazil's leading them down this mountain. And he's like, she's like, yo, Yord, real quick. He's like, what's up? And she goes, I need you to stop May. Because I'm going to hesitate again if I see her. Yeah, pretty much, Kenobi. And if they're not in the show, the actor that plays them is. Other than Soul.
Except for Soul, yeah. I was just like about to say.
So then Yord's like, don't worry, we'll stop her. Hey! Happy
birthday, Star Wars dog!
Hell yeah, dude. I miss you, buddy. I hope you have a great Sunday. And
yes, sir.
You can watch House of the Dragon tonight and enjoy it. But don't watch this. Don't watch The Acolyte.
Yeah,
it'll... I doubt you will, but don't.
It'll make your brain rot, dog. Don't watch it. So
then as they're walking down this mountain, led by Brazil. Yeah, everybody say happy birthday to Dog if you're in the chat.
Everybody, if you're watching this post show, comment happy birthday to Dog as well.
Yeah, and also go subscribe to his channel.
Yeah. Everyone go and give him a sub.
That'll be his birthday present from all of you. Give him a sub.
Yes,
so then it cuts to May and Ezra Miller running through the jungle. Now they're booking it through this hot, moggy jungle, right? And then it cuts back to the Jedi who are walking through these trees. And, let's drop the link.
I got it. You just keep on talking.
So they're walking through these trees, these big bulbs on the trees, and freaking what's his name, Brazil, is just like, ah! And they're like, oh no. He says it's sick here. The forest is sick or something, which is like a straight line out of Tolkien. This forest feels sick when talking about Mirkwood. And then Osha's dumbass has a great idea to poke one of the bulbs on the trees. And she's like, nothing. And then just walks and turns around, and guess what? It's a big old roly-poly. And the big old roly-poly climbs up the tree and disappears. And she's like, Soul? And then it freaking flies up in the air and flies right into his lightsaber.
What?
It flies right into his lightsaber. No, drop the link for him to come on.
Oh, I thought you wanted the link to...
Well, both, but yeah. So
I thought you wanted the link to the channel.
It flies right past two Jedi, which in my mind, bro, I'm jumping out of the way. If it's going for the guy behind me, I'm going to jump, right? And it's getting darker now, right? It's not yet those 3 hours, but it's getting darker. So then it flies right into Soul's lightsaber, and Soul's like, oh, they're attracted to light. Okay, so that's going to come up later, and they're like, oh, that sucks. And they keep walking, and then Osha's like, that creature, I knew it was alive. I could sense it, and now it's dead. Well, yeah, it would have killed you anyway, but that's cool. And then Jackie's like, feel great about people that become the living force or into the Force Nexus or whatever the hell. And she's like, yeah, okay. Apparently they have a relationship now. And then it shows the sun setting. And then we have this scene where May's like, I got to sit down. And Ezra Miller's like, no, we got to keep going. We're almost there. And she's like, I need to sit down. He's like, all right, I'll find you more water. And they argue a little bit. And then sunset shot again. And then it cuts to the Jedi. And then it cuts back to Ezra Miller. And he's running through the forest with, I guess they didn't bring enough water, idiots. And then he rolls up with water. And he's like, he gets wrapped up in a rope and pulled up into a tree. And you're like, oh, did the Wookiee set traps? No, May set a trap for Ezra Miller.
What? And
he's like, May, what are you doing? And she's like, my sister's alive. I'm going to turn the guy who looks like Asian Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
He's the alchemist from episode 2 who works for the Sith, who works for Smilo Ren as well. And he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm going to turn myself into the Jedi now because my sister's alive. And he's like, well, they'll put you in prison. She goes, not if I lead them to him. They'll need me. And he's like, you're an idiot. May, no, May. And then she leaves. She's like, I'm going to find the Wookiee. And she starts running through the jungle. And she falls over, like face down, and then wakes up and looks up. And Brazil's standing over her. And she's like, hey, little animal thing. And he just starts screaming. And Yord's like, that's him. He found May. Somehow he understands. He's like, I learned this instead of Shriwook. So they start running towards the location. May runs inside the building where Kalnaka's supposed to be. And she walks in. She's like, Master Kalnaka, I'm here to turn myself in. And she walks up and he's sitting in a chair. And she walks around the chair and he's just dead. The Wookiee's dead. He got sliced across the chest. He's dead.
That was all for nothing.
Yes. Also, the one thing that could have been interesting in this show is watching a Wookiee Jedi kick some ass or maybe fight Smilo Ren. But no, it doesn't happen. He's just sitting in a chair like this with a burn